watching the Knox Pages.
You are watching the Knox Pages.
You are watching the Knox Pages Game of the Week.
Welcome, folks, into this week's edition of the Knox Pages Game of the Week. My name is Grant Pepper. I'm here in Mount Vernon at Yellow Jacket Stadium with the Yellow Jackets. Noah Humphrey, a senior offensive lineman, is with me, and Coach Mike Kerr. The Yellow Jackets face Ashland in Week 5 on Friday. We'll get to that game in a little bit. Guys, thanks for joining me this week.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
So, Coach Kerr, won 26-21 over Lexington last week. Improved to 4-0. I think the words or the phrase you used when you talked about that game with me was a dogfight. So back and forth the whole second half. Wyatt scores, Wyatt Gregory scores in the fourth. You guys get a big interception. Describe what it felt like to win that game.
You know, it was an unbelievable feeling. We talk about believing in ourselves and having confidence, and the kids just carried that through. And there were some nervous moments, but wow, when Alex made that interception at the end, just sheer elation. It was great for him as an individual, great for us as a team, great for our community. I couldn't be more excited and proud of everything that we're doing.
Noah, you guys scored 7 points in the first half, and then you really turned on offensively in the second half. 3 touchdowns, 2 of them on the ground. What started clicking as the game went on for you guys?
We just started wearing them down, really. It's great to see how we've really embraced a second half team. We've talked about that for years. It's just really nice to see that start to click.
Yeah. Coach, you mentioned to me that winning that game last week kind of felt like clearing a mental hurdle for your team. You lost to Lex pretty big last year. So describe what it meant from a confidence standpoint for you guys to win that game last week.
Yeah, I think that the kids are playing with a great confidence right now, but having that one under our belt, I think gives us confidence going forward into this as we continue in with our conference schedule. I mean, it's a great conference. We play a lot of great teams, but knowing that we can win in a tough environment against a tough team, a team that beat us really bad last year, I think that it just gives all of us that motivation and confidence that, hey, we can do this no matter what happens.
Noah, you're a senior on this team. You're 4-0 for the first time since 2015, which I believe would have been before you were in high school, correct? Is
Correct,
that? And
yeah.
so kind of tell me, as a guy who's been through some rough losses in the last 3 years, what it means to be 4-0 and what the message has been in the locker room this week in terms of keeping that going.
Yeah, it's been great to watch this group. In 2 of the games we started down a little bit. It's just great to see how we respond to that, and going back to that second half, we haven't really seen that in these past groups, and I think that's the big difference right now.
Yeah. Well, we'll move on. This week's game, our game of the week, it's Mount Vernon Ashland right here at Yellow Jacket Stadium on Friday. Second league game for you guys. Coach, this is an Ashland team that's 0-4, but they've lost to some good teams. Their combined opponent record right now is 15-1. Lost a close one last week at Sandusky, a state-ranked team. What do you see from them on film?
They're very talented, and obviously the teams they've played have been very tough. So they're a talented team. They're going to come in hungry. They've got a great offensive and defensive line that I think are going to test us all night. They spread the ball out a little bit more than some of the teams we've played, so that's a new challenge to us too. And then on defense, they bring a lot of pressure, so we've got to control that and make sure that we're able to get our run game going. But I think it's going to be, you used the word dogfight. I think I used that last week. I think it's going to be another one on Friday night, and we're looking forward to it.
Arrows bring back a lot of their main guys offensively from last year. Mitch Heilman at quarterback, Cade McQuaid, kid had three touchdowns last week at receiver. So this is a team that hurt you guys in the second half last year at their place. Those 2 guys really kind of went off, lost that game 41-13. What's it going to take to stop that team on Friday?
I think the big thing is going to be discipline and confidence. You're right. It was a close game going into the second half last year, and we thought we had an opportunity, and they came out, and the quarterback Heilman, he really owned us in the second half and did a great job. And so we've got to contain him. We've got to make them drive the football, and then we've got to get first downs and put points on the board on offense. I think we're a different team than we were last year. As Noah said a few times, that second half, that belief, and last year we kind of fell apart in the second half, and I don't think we've shown that this year. So we're looking forward to obviously hoping to go up and not have to battle back in the second half. But I think we believe that no matter what happens, that we've always got a chance.
Noah, defensively for you guys, or I should say on the offensive side of the ball, you're facing a defense that has held steady for the first part of the season. Gave up 46 last week, but I think 4 of those touchdowns went to Division I recruit Terrion Stewart from Sandusky. So kind of tell me on that side of the ball offensively what you guys are looking to do on Friday. You guys have had some success on that side of the ball this year.
Yeah, their D-line's going to throw a lot of different stunts at us, bring on interior guys all the way to see gaps. So we've made some adjustments, but I think our biggest goal is to stay true to who we are. It's just continue pounding, and we'll get it done.
Coach, you guys are, so like I said, 4-0 for the first time in a few years. How much of preparation this week has been on the mental side of the game in terms of keeping your guys focused where you're at, and what's your message been to that extent?
Yeah, I think that's been the biggest change in what we've done is, focusing a lot on that mental side. And, we started out the year with a win today philosophy and taking it one day at a time. And that's been the big message again this week is each day is a new day and let's win this day. And, so far the kids have really embraced that, and I have not seen them get too overconfident or anything like that. They come to work every day. They love it. They have a blast playing out here, and that's been the big thing is just continuing to do what we do and believe in what we've accomplished. So
Noah, last time Mount Vernon went 5-0 was 1993, made to the playoffs last year. That was also the last playoff trip for this program. What's it feel like for you as a senior on this team to be a part of this team right now? And what would a win Friday mean to this community?
Oh, it'd be amazing to just find that success again and just continue on the path we are.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's Knox Pages Game of the Week. Thanks, guys, for joining me, and good luck Friday.
Thank you so much.
You can catch Mount Vernon against Ashland right here at Yellow Jacket Stadium on Friday night, 7 p.m. kickoff. And again, thanks for joining me. This was the Knox Pages Game of the Week. Enjoy Week 5, and we'll see you next week.